Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
A swing and a drive to deep right, away back, goal!
What? Cleveland! This is for you!
Touchdown, Ohio State. And Curry has to back off as James throws it down.
Miller's loose, spin move! Miller heading for the end zone!
Off initially, he's going to take a shot. Has some man under it, has his man Kaiser. Perfectly thrown pass to Gordon. Touchdown, Cleveland.
All right, guys, welcome on into another edition of the Real Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Paul Jacobek. We're going to do a little half show today. First half is going to be about the Cavaliers and just this awful display of basketball that they've been doing. And the second half, we're going to do a little bit of Browns pre-draft talk and talk about who some guys that they shouldn't draft and everything like that. But for the Cavs, I don't know what to really say right now. I'm absolutely at a loss for words of what we're watching. There's no flow. There's no rhythm in anything that they're doing. So many individuals right now on this team. I just don't understand. They're calling out Kevin Love. Kevin Love has always been the scapegoat, which doesn't make any sense to me. Now there's rumors about them trading for George Hill. I mean, do we really have to get into it? I mean, come on. They lost to OKC at home, 148 to whatever the hell they scored. I mean, come on. This team, it's not Kevin Love. It's not, there's no actual thing other than the fact that they're not playing as a freaking team. It's ugly to watch. You have JR is 0 for the century. This dude couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat right now. You have Kevin Love as the scapegoat because the dude's sick and Ty Lue said he knew he was sick. So who cares? Move on. LeBron, I don't know, you posted that thing about scoring 30,000 like 50 times because you couldn't do it against some awful teams. I mean, this is just awful basketball that you guys are doing right now. You take away the win against the Orlando Magic, a week ago, and you guys have 3 wins on the entire year, and you guys barely beat Orlando, and they're the worst team in the East right now. What in the hell is going on? Ty Lue finally made some changes, though, in the lineup. Oh, my God. Thank the Lord he took out Jay Crowder and put in Tristan Thompson. Jesus. Man, we were wondering when they were going to finally do that. No, that's awful. You need to bench basically that entire starting lineup and just let them really think about the fact that you just got bent over for X amount of games. You lost to the Spurs, who didn't have like 10 guys playing. Their best player didn't play. One of their other big men who would have destroyed the Cavs in the paint, he wasn't even playing. Ginobili was a healthy scratch because Popovich knew he was this was a walking shit show that the Cavs have been performing lately. It's awful. Just awful. No rhythm. Calling out teammates in private meetings. What in the hell is going on? Tonight, you got to go out and you got to play this Indiana team like this is Game 7 because you guys have to do something. It's not even watchable basketball. And when you guys actually do something good, it doesn't even look like you guys are having fun doing it. LeBron made a really nice pass to Dwayne Wade. They were the only two cheering. Oh my God, it's bad basketball. You need to find a way to get, if you're not going to trade Channing Frye, because they're talking about bringing in George Hill, who's going to, definitely put us over the hump against Golden State and Boston. That's a hell of an acquisition right there. You need to find a way to get him back into the flow of this lineup. Or you need to put somebody in who can stretch the floor when you're bringing in Kyle Korver. Because Kyle Korver's not getting his shots right now. And it's all because there's just no space for him to work. Kyle Korver is just absolutely unstoppable when he's coming off that screen and getting his quick 3. You can't get that right now because they're not spreading the floor. Like, yeah, he's had a couple open shots, and I mean, you're hoping that he's going to make the guaranteed open shot, but nothing's a guarantee, of course. But the dude's just not getting as many open shots as he was as when you were getting a nice flow off your bench. There's no, I mean, I don't know what really to say to Ty Lue. The guy's clueless right now. Every time they show him on the sideline, he just looks like he has no feel for the game. I don't even know what, like, even the announcers are like, oh, well, we're going to go ahead and go away from that camera angle. Nobody wants to see this dude sitting here drooling because he doesn't know what he's watching. My God, let's get into some Browns talk, because you got to go from one shit show to another shit show. I mean, right now you have Joe Thomas not coming back. It doesn't sound like he's enjoying his podcast, which is actually doing really well. If you guys really want a good input on sports, really go listen to the Joe Thomas podcast. That's absolutely amazing. I'm pretty sure he was number 2 in the charts for podcasts lately, and it was pretty cool to see. It's a good show. But Joe Thomas probably ain't coming back. Right now, when you look at the roster, you look up and down it, and you think, what could be something that, we need. And clearly you need to get rid of Isaiah, and we need Barkley. If we're not drafting Barkley from Penn State, I'm gonna be really pissed, because Barkley is one hell of a talent. If you go watch a highlight tape, it's all gonna be his good plays. But I mean, the dude is just a playmaking machine. You saw it, Buckeyes literally the first kickoff of the entire game. He takes the opening kickoff 100 yards to the house. I mean, the guy's explosive. He can block. He can read the gaps very well. We need Barkley bad. Duke Johnson is not your primary back. Duke Johnson's great when you get him into space. So pick up Barkley. And you need to help this defense out in the secondary so bad. Greg Williams just tried to do what he could with his defense last year, and the way that his defense looked was not the best. They were in punt formation every time. No, that wasn't punt formation. That was just, hey, tell Jabril go 30 yards downfield. It was just bad to watch. So if I'm Browns, go out, get Fitzpatrick from Alabama, hell of a safety, hard hitter, and the dude has great play recognition. He's definitely somebody I want to see on this defense next year. He's a hard hitter, but he also knows what he's doing. He's not a stupid player. And I think if you put him into this Browns defense, I think he's going to get the job done very well. When it comes down to some other positions, you're definitely going to have to go out. Even if for some reason Joe Thomas does come back, you are going to have to go out, and you're either going to have to sign somebody in the offseason, or I would highly, highly recommend going the other way and just drafting a left tackle. And if Joe Thomas does come back, he can learn behind Joe Thomas. I don't really think there's anybody in this draft right now that I would say draft this guy, and I want him for sure starting next year at my left tackle. Whoever he's trying to block for at quarterback, which we still have no idea what's going to happen. But I definitely think that they need to go out and they need to get a left tackle, and they need to let this guy train either with Joe Thomas or, at least if Joe Thomas is coming back, just train under Joe Thomas. But when it comes down to quarterbacks, I don't want anybody in this draft. I've come down to that conclusion. I want the Browns to go all in right now, and I want you to right now my plan A is get Kirk Cousins. I want Kirk Cousins because of the big arm. And then B, if you can't get him, please go out and get Alex Smith from Kansas City. He doesn't have the huge arm. He's a very accurate quarterback, and he's a game manager. If you bring him in, it's going to be more of a slow-paced offense in a way. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it's just not going to be a flashy offense. You're going to get the job done with a Alex Smith type of quarterback. He's going to get the short passes to get you down the field, but he's going to rely on more of a running game, which is why I said we go out and get Barkley. I think that Alex Smith and Cousins are both the way better options, not just because they've been in the league, but I think their playing styles will go a lot better with the way that the Browns are set up and what the Browns are trying to do. If you try and bring in some rookie quarterback by himself with nobody else to train him or anything, you're going to see another shit show like Deshaun Kaiser this year. Sam Darnold, I wouldn't mind drafting him as long as I know that he's an understudy to a Kirk Cousins or Alex Smith, because even if they're not the same kind of player, you can still learn a lot from a veteran. So I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't really mind any of these quarterbacks, except the way that the Browns are set up, None of these guys are going to be they're not going to be preparing for success. That's just the best way to put it. Whoever you're bringing in, it has to be a hard-nosed football kind of guy for this year. You're going into your third year of just absolutely awful football. You've had one win in the last 2 years. So you can't go out and take a quarterback and basically you're telling him, if you're not getting these quarterbacks, you're basically telling him that we're drafting you, here's the keys to the franchise, and you have to try and get us out of this hole. Yes, we did give you a very good offensive coordinator. I'm a huge fan of bringing in Todd Haley like that. That was a great signing. But when it comes down to it, you're going to have to get that veteran quarterback, because if not, like I said, you're giving the franchise to a rookie quarterback, and he's going to be absolutely set up for failure. This team is not meant for a rookie quarterback to try and come in and do stuff with. It's just right now, it's just too unorganized for a rookie to do this. So please go out, get one of those two quarterbacks. Hopefully it's plan A. I would love to see Kirk Cousins in Cleveland. If not, I'm very happy with an Alex Smith. I think Todd Haley will get both of these quarterbacks at least a chance, because there's some crafty veterans. And hopefully maybe we can make a little bit of a splash in getting some good draft picks. But that was just kind of like what I'm hoping for, is getting the Barkley, getting the safety out of Alabama, and then hopefully bringing in a quarterback to help out this team. But in the next show that we bring up, it's probably going to be in a couple days, maybe. It might be tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure out something. We're going to have a special guest, though, on the show. Find out when the show starts. And then we're also going to get into who the next Johnny Manziel is. You don't want to miss that conversation. And we're also going to get into some baseball Hall of Fame, as a former Indian and former great has finally made it into the Hall. We'll talk some Jim Thome talk, and we're going to talk about what the Indians need to do in this offseason if they still have time to do it. But that will be on the next show. Don't miss it. This was the Real Sports Talk Show.